Afghanistan's government announced a 21-member team to negotiate with the Taliban, in a tentative sign of progress for the United States-brokered peace deal. The list announced late on Thursday by the country's State Ministry of Peace was headed by Masoom Stanekzai, a former National Directorate of Security chief and supporter of President Ashraf Ghani, and included politicians, former officials and representatives of civil society. 5 members were women. It was not immediately clear whether Ghani's political rival Abdullah would endorse the team selected, which diplomats have said would be vital given his camp's strong influence in much of the country's north and west. Following the selection of the government's negotiators, the next step should be to convene talks with the Taliban as part of a process aimed at ending America's longest war and bringing peace to Afghanistan. Abdullah's spokesman said he could neither confirm or deny whether Abdullah supported the team. 2 sources, one a diplomat in Kabul briefed on the matter and another a member of Abdullah's team, speaking on condition of anonymity, said negotiations had been taking place and he was likely to support the delegation. The United States signed a troop withdrawal deal with the Taliban in February, but progress on moving to negotiations between the militant group and the Afghan government has been delayed, in part by the political feud between Ghani and Abdullah, who both claim to be Afghanistan's rightful leader following September's disputed election. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo failed to mediate between the 2 men to create an inclusive government during a day-long visit to Kabul on Monday, and announced a $1 billion cut in U.S. aid to Afghanistan, which he said could be reversed. The global coronavirus pandemic was adding challenges to the peace process, and U.S. Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad has said created a need for urgency. The Taliban had demanded the unconditional release of 5,000 prisoners before starting talks with the government. Ghani countered with an offer to free 1,500 prisoners, and has since said he would release 100 at the end of March due to humanitarian concerns stemming from the coronavirus. The arrangement was struck in talks between Taliban officials in Doha and government officials in Kabul, held over Skype because of travel restrictions. Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid said 15 Taliban officials would soon travel to Kabul to verify a list of prisoners. A health ministry spokesman said on Twitter on Friday the government had agreed to a plan to restrict movement in the city to curb the risk coronavirus spreading. An official source said that included the closure of most stores and offices, other than essential services such as healthcare and food shops. The Taliban, which controls or contests about half the country, said it had set up around 100 health teams to spread awareness on measures such as hand washing, but were struggling in some rural areas to convince people of the seriousness of the virus, Mujahid said. Afghanistan so far has more than 90 confirmed cases, and there are fears the virus is spreading from thousands crossing the border each day from hard-hit neighbor Iran. Health Ministry spokesman Wahidullah Meir welcomed the setting up of health teams and said the health ministry was ready to help. "We say that we are ready to assist the Taliban if they contact us," he said.